Now, TCL has been on a mission here in the UK to offer some serious bang for your buck, and the C8K is their latest flagship TV for 2025, and it's here to directly challenge the likes of Hisense and Samsung. But does it deliver? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the AVForums YouTube channel. I'm Phil Hinton, your resident TV tech whisperer with 2 decades of wrestling pixels and wrangling colour gamuts to make sure you're as well informed as possible about TV and AV. Today we're diving deep into a set that's really making quite the splash, the TCL C8K Mini LED TV. Thanks to everybody who's subscribed recently, it really is appreciated, and of course it helps us build the channel and provide more content like this for you. If you like what we do, then also please remember to click that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Most people who watch our content are not subscribed, so if you are watching a lot of our content but have forgotten just to click that subscribe button, then please do. We're planning lots more TV and AV content, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on all of that. We publish our TV reviews first on AVForums before releasing our YouTube video a few days later. Plus, our written review goes into things in far more detail. So if you want to know first what we think about the latest TVs, then head over to AVForums where you can read the full in-depth review. The design of the C8K is sleek, modern, and frankly a little bit luxurious in its silver grey bezel. Though I must admit that once you lift it, it's pretty clear that it's made of mostly light plastics. But how often do you lift your TV? I mean, my answer as a reviewer would be very different to a normal human being. It comes with a central stand that feels sturdy, or you can of course Visa mount it to the wall if you prefer to have it wall mounted. Around the back, TCL has given us 4 HDMI ports, and of course these are to the side. Crucially, HDMI 1 and 2 are full bandwidth HDMI 2.1 at 48 gigabits per second, while 3 and 4 are HDMI 2.0. This means for PC gamers you're looking at 4K 144Hz or even up to 1080 288Hz if your rig can handle it. And console gamers, don't you fret, you get 4K 120Hz with Dolby Vision HDR, AMD FreeSync Pro and ALLM. Plus, input lag is excellent. You got 13.2 milliseconds in 4K 60, which drops to 9.2 milliseconds when you switch to performance mode in the refresh rate menu, and then it drops again to a blistering 4.8 milliseconds with a 120Hz signal in the performance mode. And can we talk about the remote control? It's a rather lovely silver metal affair, which really adds to the premium feel. It's pared down, which I appreciate, but still incredibly intuitive. All the essential commands are right there. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty, picture quality and assessments, and if you're not interested in the measurements, then you can use the timestamps below in the description to jump to the performance section. As always, our testing rig includes portrait displays, Kalman calibration software, a Meridio 7 generator, a Klein K10 meter which is then profiled to a Jetty Spectraval 1511 high-res spectroradiometer. I've been doing this for over 20 years and I'm trained and certified by the ISF, THX and PVA, so you really can trust these numbers. This 65-inch C8K comes packed with the latest CrystGlow WHVA Panel, and the W in WHVA is important as it signifies improved viewing angles. Up to 40% improvement off axis, which is a big deal for VA type panels which traditionally suffer here. It also boasts a 0.5% low reflection film, which effectively battles those pesky screen reflections. It's still a glossy screen, it just cuts down on the reflected light. Then under the hood, it's a mini LED panel, and TCL employs a sophisticated local dimming system with tiny mini LED chips and super condensed micro lenses. The 65-inch model we tested here has 1680 dimming zones, and TCL claim that this eliminates the halo effect and gives it a per pixel display feel. But while it's not truly a per pixel TV like OLED, the control here is genuinely impressive. We're talking bi-directional 23-bit light and shadow control algorithms here, and that's a lot of fancy words to say it knows how to dim well. The TV is a torch as well. In Filmmaker Mode HDR, we measured an impressive 3170 nits on the industry standard 10% window, and it even hits 4400 nits on a 5% window. Peak brightness is absolutely bonkers, though like many mini LED TVs, it does suppress the full brightness at the smallest window sizes to prevent blooming. The impact on the overall dynamic range on the TCL, however, is minimal thanks to the black levels and this local dimming algorithm. Out of the box in Filmmaker Mode, the SDR accuracy is good, grayscale tracking is decent with just a slight deficit of blue, and delta E errors are well below the visible threshold of 3. After calibration using Calman's AutoCal, it gets even better. For HDR, the PQ EOTF tracking aligns well with the standard up to 1000 nits before a gradual roll-off up to the peak capabilities of this set. However, HDR10 content can sometimes clip brighter details if the metadata exceeds 1000 nits or is absent altogether. However, Dolby Vision content is tone mapped perfectly thanks to its dynamic metadata approach. Wide Colour Gamut performance is also impressive. We measured DCI P3 at 95% XY and 97% UV, and BT 2020 came in at 74% XY and 77% UV. If you want to see the colour volume measurements and more testing, then head over to AVForums and read my full review. Screen uniformity on this 65-inch sample is remarkably good for an LCD TV. I've genuinely struggled to see dirty screen effect even in notorious scenes like Blade Runner 2049 or with fast-moving sports. Motion performance is also solid for 24 frames per second film content with the correct pull down applied and no induced judder. 50Hz broadcast content also looks great with motion clarity switched off. Upscaling HD content is sharp, though occasionally it does look a little bit too processed for my liking. Lower resolution SD content is a challenge for any TV, and while the TCL does its best, it can look a little bit soft. In a normal, well-lit living room, this TV absolutely shines. SDR and HDR broadcast material have great sharpness and pop. Colours are natural, skin tones are lifelike, and black levels are well above average. Even in dim conditions, the local dimming control here is very impressive. Black bars are solid, and when the TV is viewed head-on, the image quality is frankly superb. Off-axis performance is also a real pleasant surprise with minimal contrast and colour shift until you're well past 50 degrees. And for HDR content, the TCL C8K truly impresses given its price point. It's not flawless, obviously. There's some clipping with content mastered over 1000 nits, and occasionally the local dimming can be a little bit confused with very tricky dark scenes, which can lead to some minor brightness pumping. But these instances were rare and not regular occurrences, and overall, the SDR and HDR image quality from the TCL is well balanced with excellent local dimming, making it a bit of a bargain. Audio-wise, the C8K boasts a 6.2.2 Bang & Olufsen sound system with mid-bass drivers on the rear plus front, side and upward firing speakers which support Dolby Atmos and IMAX DTS, and I know lots of you out there will be really thankful that there is DTS on this TV. For the price, the sound quality is more than suitable for most content types at typical listening volumes. The soundstage, however, is notably wide and offers a pleasing sense of envelopment. Of course, as with any TV, adding external soundbar or other sound system will really benefit. Now it's time for the inevitable showdown. We put the C8K side by side with its direct rival, the 65-inch Hisense U8Q. Both of these TVs support all of the major HDR formats, and build quality is comparable, although the TCL is noticeably lighter. Out of the box, the TCL is brighter than the Hisense, but the Hisense offers a slightly more natural and balanced image, while the TCL can appear sometimes to be a little bit warm and with digital sharpness that just looks a little bit fake. However, the TCL pulls ahead with its local dimming algorithm, performing at a much higher level with fewer typical LED LCD drawbacks, and those improved viewing angles really do make a difference in a living room. In most other respects, they're pretty much neck and neck, these two TVs. A key difference for UK users is the smart TV systems. The TCL uses Google TV, and in a fantastic move for this year, it now includes UK catch-up apps, a feature which has been previously missing. However, it does lack the Freely tuner that you do get on the Hisense. But here's the kicker. At the time of this review, in August 2025, the TCL C8K is significantly cheaper than the Hisense U8Q in the UK. So what's the verdict on the TCL C8K? Well, STV continues TCL's aggressive strategy of offering high performance at truly competitive prices here in the UK. As their 2025 flagship mini LED TV, it directly challenges strong rivals from Hisense and Samsung, and it holds its own remarkably well. The image quality is seriously impressive for the price point. The processing is also very good, delivering strong accuracy, excellent motion handling, and capable upscaling. The star of the show for me is that new CrystGlow WHVA panel. Not only does it deliver fantastic contrast, but those improved viewing angles and that low reflection film are genuinely impressive for an LCD TV. The local dimming control is superb, offering excellent contrast and surprisingly good deep blacks, even in dim viewing conditions. And that pesky dirty screen effect is rarely noticeable, which is a testament to this panel's uniformity in the sample that we tested. So, if you're in the market for a mini LED that punches well above its weight, the TCL C8K deserves a serious look. It's proving that high performance doesn't always have to come with a prohibitive price tag. So, what do you think about the TCL C8K? Are you considering one? Is it shaking your views of LCD TVs? Let me know in the comments below. You can also get more details in my written review over at AVForums, so head over there and have a read. If you like what we do here and you find it useful, then of course don't forget to like this video and subscribe to AVForums for more in-depth reviews, and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Until then, I'm Phil Hinton, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.